Shalom, shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. You all, I have a heaviness on my heart, a sorrow, sadness on my heart. There are times where I know that I thought I had spoken something, but because I have spoken it to so many in person, I assume that I have also spoken it on YouTube live. And it's so heavy on me to get home and go over the videos that was live and see if I can hear myself say what I heard an hour ago from a young lady that says she's a prophetess. She repeated the things I had said in a video. She repeated the things I had said to several people, and today I showed them this individual saying something, and they said, wait a minute, that's what you said they are doing. And you all don't understand how powerful it is and how sad it is. If this individual is a prophetess and I am a prophetess and we on that close on one accord, that close to what both of us are saying, we're in more deep trouble than we think we can even imagine. It's real. Now, I heard when I first saw what was taking place, and I'm going to try to cut in like she did, trying to cover the words up. In North County, there are some things being dispersed above the heavens. I saw this with my own eyes. And it hurt me because I realized they were actually dispersing something out. Then I saw another, after I saw about 50 to 60, then I saw another one that seems like it was a lower in another level of the sky, which is in another level of the heavens, and it was more so. I guess that's the instructor. And as I was seeing these things, seeing all these things disperse this thing out, it hurt me because it was daylight savings, which was a set day. It was at 6 p.m. to where if it wasn't daylight saving, it would have been dark. But the way that they were doing it, they covered the whole North County. Why? I'm not in North County, but my children live in North County. Okay? So what happened? What happens? I continue to drive from north to south. And as you leave out of the North County, guess what? You don't see the planes. Last week, it happened again. Daylight saving was on a Sunday at 6 p.m. Last Sunday, around about same time, all these planes doing identical what they were doing the same as the day of daylight savings, dispersing things out. I went to my daughter and her friend, and I began to, and my son, I began to tell them what I saw and how it hurt me. It hurt me to see them doing that, because I'm like saying, Father, how could they get away with doing that? I said, Father, these people are dispersing chemicals in the area where Negroes reside. I knew that's what they were doing. So another week passed by, okay? And what happens? It happens again last Saturday. Not last Saturday, last Sunday. Same identical thing, even the helicopter that was a level lower than they were. I was like, they dispersing this stuff in the sky amongst the people. See, this county is known as North County. So when you come to the state of Missouri, they already know where we reside. The majority of us reside. You see what I'm saying? So they know what they're doing. They were doing it again last Sunday. So now I'm sitting down waiting for my daughter to bring my car back. And what happens? There it is again. Not there it is again, but a prophetess is on YouTube saying identical what I saw. And she had the same feeling and reaction. And she's not even in this country. So now I got to go back over my videos and see, did she get that from my page? Or did the Most High really share that with her? Because it's very mind-bothering to me. Because the reason why I think my spirit is troubled and hurt is because I believe he gave it to her like he gave it to me. He allowed me to see it. And that means in every state in this country where Negroes reside, they're going to disperse this last in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere. And I'm so troubled by that. I am so troubled. This is a beautiful scenery on this phone, a video and that sun going down. I am so troubled and hurt by that. Why you got people out here portraying to represent something of the old, when the old couldn't even represent it in a upright and just position. And here you got people today honoring and worshiping Passover. A lot of them worship feast days. What's the sense? As Solomon said, it's all vain and vax. The tradition of man holds not the tradition of spirit and truth. It's to pleasure. It's to give satisfaction. It's to give them some sort of feeling that they are following and obeying the Most High Yah, because they can't do it in spirit and truth. They can't do it in righteous. They can't do it in just. How can they continue to wear clown clothes? Why? It's finished. Y'all letting them go. Y'all gonna let them put on more clown clothes than ever. You ain't seen nothing. Well, why you say that, Deborah? Because he said at the end it's gonna be just like the days of Noah. They're gonna be what? Feasting and gathering. Eating. Gathering. Feasting. That's what feasting is. Gathering. Do you believe he's talking to the Gentiles? You think he's talking to the heathens? He's talking to a people who have been stiff-necked, rebellious, and disobedient, and they cannot see that in the scriptures, where he said, this is what is going to be going on. Because they can't keep their eyes on the light. Their eyes are always set on darkness. I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of. I don't know if you all remember the Million Man March that Farrakhan had. The Million Man March was also a clown show. Okay? It did nothing to the men. These men wants to be kings, leaders, and rulers, but they have been wickedness in the eyes of the Most High Yah. And that's why we're in such a condition that we're in, is because of our men. And they have flipped the switch over them and have put it on to women. But with the Million Man March that Farrakhan had, here it is. They was going to bring 1 million Negroes into one setting. I want y'all to hear me and hear me well. They brought 1 million man march. For what? So that they can make money for that state from them Negroes. Airplanes, plane fare, hotel, food. Farrakhan set them up in the midst of the heathens. He was showing the heathens, I can get 1 million men to come together, and this state is going to make a lot of money. Do you all understand how many prepared their men to take that trip? Talk to some of the men. They'll tell you, mama, grandmama, auntie, sister, wife, females paid the price for these men to travel such an event. Just so Farrakhan can get recognized as one that can bring 1 million man march together out of the Negroes. That's how it is on all these Facebooks and YouTube. It's a host, y'all. These people are clowns in the circus. They out here passing over what? You done pass over a higher. You done pass over his real name. You done pass over what took place in the first book of Genesis. You done pass over his right hand and his stretched out arm. You done pass over really what love has to do with it. You done pass over give and gave really who he just defined himself. You done pass over everything that he has said out of his mouth. You done pass over his word that proceeded out of his mouth. You done pass over everything he stands for, and now you overpassing over a party for yourself. You don't even know what the Passover really stood for. For it was a spiritual thing. It was a spiritual thing. In spite of it appearing to be just the blood of an animal, do you believe the death spirit fears blood? Do you truly believe that the death spirit fears blood? But what he feared was spirit and truth over that blood. Not so much as the blood itself. He he was just giving the children of Israel something to hope and to know. You just do this and you see death's gonna pass you by. And it was really the sincere ones. And Yah was protecting the children of Israel in spirit and in truth. The spirit of death ain't never been afraid of the blood. He has to come and get everybody. He ain't afraid of blood. So the blood represented something. It represents the power of Yah in spirit and truth. And we never gave him the credit for it. We never gave him the honor. We never gave him nothing out of that. Even the respect to know that's what it was. Because you don't know. And you don't care. So you don't even know why you celebrating the Passover. And all these feasts. And all these full moons and all these calendar days. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. You should be tired, men and women. But I'm speaking a great number to men. Y'all should be tired of playing a clown in the circus. You should want to take off your clown clothes. You should want what is spirit and truth. Those clown outfits you have on is a part of who you are. You have deceived in them clown clothes. And the clown clothes represent your mindset. Take off those clown clothes and understand what is what. Passover ain't got nothing to do with the way y'all are portraying it. And you could care less. If you don't understand the word of y'all in spirit and truth, you are just out there deceiving as many that he's going to allow to fall in the great falling away. While these people are out here destroying you by great numbers. Because when you see Deuteronomy, it tells you until they are destroyed. And you all are out there destroying each other. Jealousy, envy, murderous lust, whoremongering, bringing children into the world as if you don't take care of them, y'all ain't gonna take care of you. Don't you know that? When you stand before glory, he's gonna ask you, what about the seeds I gave you that you brought forth? What about the seeds that you dispersed? That's why it's so important when he talks about when a man has a running. People don't even understand that's blood. Even though it's clear, it's blood. And that's why it is a situation that keeps you from the church and keep you out of places until you clean up, until some days have passed. These are the substances that come out of man. Because they too ignorant to realize that what they are dispersing up in the wombs of women and what they're dispersing when they're masturbating and when they're watching porno and watching things that brings them to this level, that they're dispersing life. And has the audacity to say something about somebody, women that's getting an abortion. If she get an abortion, she get an abortion for that one life. You get an abortion jacking off in your hand. How many lives are you putting out? How many lives are you dispersing in those that you just want for a sexual purpose? Yah has never told no one to mimic nobody say ignorant women, they're not learned. You are not to be trying to master no virtuous woman. You are not to be trying to master a virtuous woman. He didn't tell you that. I tell you what, try mimicking Yeshua HaMashiach. And let me see it. Let me do that. Let's do that. Let's try mimicking. Being like unto Yeshua HaMashiach. Let's do that. How about that? How about that? No, you can't go there. So our sister Deborah is heading home because I heard in about an hour and a few minutes ago, a prophet said something that I have said, and I'm trying to get to the point where, wait a minute, was this dispersed out of me to this individual? Somebody didn't spoke it because she said it like the Father allowed me to see it to the T. So Sister Deborah, I hope that you got something out of it. And I thank you for joining me this evening. And I want you to understand, keep in mind, we are in the corner. It is time. It is high time. We serve. We worship. We honor. We praise. And we give and gave in the name of a higher. I say this. It is so important that we be about our Father's business. Because if these things are being dispersed, you all are getting warnings. It's not just where Sister Deborah is at. It's everywhere you are at. They are dispersing it because they know what county you are in, what area you reside. And they are dispersing these items. And this so-called lady who says she's a prophet, she's not even in this country. So therefore, where does she get this from if it was not from a higher? So I'm hoping that I have not mentioned this before. Because if I have, now I know that she had to have gotten it from somewhere in which I have spoken it, because it was too, how would I say it? Too like unto what I seen with my own eyes. It ain't that I don't think that she's a prophetess and she don't know and she can't prophesy or y'all couldn't give it to her. That's not the point. I am so shaken inside because if she's saying what I'm saying, we're Sister Deborah been telling you in the last two videos, Deuteronomy 28 ends up, it has an end, y'all. And it says, until they are destroyed. And you see a lot of things in Deuteronomy where it says, and you're going to be in until you are madness. Until you are madness. And then it's another one said, until you mad. When you look up that, guess what that's talking about? Mentally. Losing it. And that's why Sister Deborah can't make sense of why are the people of my own nation cutting up from the floor. Because the word is going to be fulfilled whether it shake Deborah or break Deborah. My Father's word going to be fulfilled. Whether we like it or not. He say what he say and he means what he say. And we need to stop trying to try him at his word. But just believe what he has said out of his own mouth. He's not asking you to go in that Bible and accept everything that you read. He said bread is for the flesh, letting you know the flesh needs something separate. But the word that proceed out of his mouth, he didn't say the word in no book. You sure didn't say word from the book? The words of the other prophets? He didn't say the words of Moses and Abraham, the words of them. No, he said the words that proceed out of the mouth of Yah, and it's easily can be found. Easily. Because you hear him speaking out of his mouth in that Bible. And if it's not him speaking out, it's them speaking their own word. Many of them would turn around and say, he said. Then that's Yah's word too, because he sent that individual. But when people start saying things and it's not something that Yah said, then we got to stand down and know it's just a study tool. We're lost, y'all. Many are lost without a cause. Because Yah did what he did do all the time, and that is send the prophet to reveal where we at and where we're going. And you all have rejected us, the prophet and the prophetess. And it's all well, because he said you will lose it. So I, Sister Deborah, say, I hope this bless someone and cause one to turn fully to the Most High Yah, because we are bagged up and bagged down into a corner, and there's no way out. If you choose to go the out way like man, and to walk in his ways, walk in his understanding, walk in his wisdom, and walk in his knowledge, you go right ahead. Not only do Deborah have no problem with it, the Most High Ahaya has no problem. So I, Sister Deborah, says, I pray that you have a beautiful evening. I love you, and stay in the Most High Ahaya. Shalom and shalom.